There are ancient Hindu documents which describe nuclear warfare in precise detail. The Bhagavad Gita describes a great war which happened approximately in the year 3067 BC, which is approximately 5090 years ago to this date. One section of the Bhagavad Gita describes devices of war that could destroy entire armies, causing crowds of warriors with steeds and elephants and weapons to be swept away as if they were the dry leaves of trees. The device was described as producing vertical, billowing smoke clouds, which resemble giant umbrellas, while another account in the text describes a single projectile charged with all the power in the universe. It was an unknown weapon, an iron thunderbolt, a gigantic messenger of death, which reduced to ashes an entire race. There was neither a counterattack nor a defense that could stop it. The device produced an incandescent column of smoke and flame as bright as 10,000 suns that rose in all its splendor. Afterwards, corpses were so burned as to be unrecognizable. Their hair and nails fell out, pottery broke without any apparent cause, and all the birds turned white. After a few hours, all foodstuffs were infected. Any target hit by the Brahmastra would be utterly destroyed. Land would become barren and lifeless, rainfall would cease, and infertility in humans and animals would follow for eons of time.
Lord Rama, this is in a text called Ramayana, okay? Lord Rama kind of initiates a weapon. This is almost a nuclear weapon, okay? And he has initiated this, and then they decide that, they want to, they don't want it nuking a city, right? So they put it in a place called Drumatulya, right? And these places, Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, are found in those places that's mentioned in ancient texts, okay? So what did they find in these sites in the Indus Valley civilization? They found very high levels of radiation.
Really?
Yep. They found very high levels of radiation. They also found that the rocks were vitrified. They thought they found glass at first, but the rocks had turned into almost like glass. It's called vitrification of rock.
Right.
Okay, and that only happens when you put it through extremely high temperatures at a very rapid pace. You have to push it to very high temperature in a very quick time span. If you do that, then the rocks will turn into glass. Yep. Okay, it's called vitrification of stone. And they found skeletons in a weird situation or something like that. So some are saying, I think there was one guy who wrote
here.
Yeah, here in Indus Valley, in Mohenjo-daro specifically.
I've heard of this. I think I saw something about this recently.
Yes. So they're saying that there was an ancient nuclear bomb that went off in Mohenjo-daro.
Type in skeletons after Mohenjo-daro. Wow. Look at that pit of them.
Yeah.
And there's one laying there in the middle just by itself. So the theory is, oh my God, that's fucking crazy.
It looks like a parent with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying, well, I think this book details that these are not burials, right? You're not going to bury 3 people like this.
It was like a massacre.
This happened instantly, like when a bomb exploded in this. And you can also find this evidence in ancient Indian texts. So they're saying that there was an atom bomb that went off thousands of years ago in Mohenjo-daro. And they're saying that explains why we never hear about the Indus Valley civilization, why it was just not there.
There's no writings about ancient atom bombs.
There is.
There is.
So it's called the Brahmastra. That's the most common weapon that most people in India know about. It's called the Brahmastra.
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 Yeah.
Okay.
So you typically deploy the Brahmastra. It just destroys the entire city. It just completely destroys the whole city. There's and they explain how the devastation looks, right? They talk about how high the temperature goes, how it looked like a sun when the explosion happened, how all the vegetation was completely wiped off and there were no plants or trees growing for the next 12 to 25 years. They talked about how the people were all killed immediately. They talk about how the future generations had diseases. It's very similar.
Oh my God. And then I just remembered that Oppenheimer's quote came from the Bhagavad Gita, right? Destroyer, I am become death.
Yes. He said that.
So he knew about this.
Well, some people say that. But we don't. It would be quite a coincidence if Oppenheimer
It would
just
be
randomly quoted.
Right.
Bhagavad Gita is a part of that text, Mahabharata.
Right. Right.